I just saw 444 on the time before starting this, which is significant to a story I'm about to tell, which is probably gonna, it may lead to a reading. So I've gotten to know my spirit guides on a more personal level lately. In the past, like this really doesn't want to come out for some reason. I feel uncomfortable, but growing up, I kind of had these gifts where like spirits were able to like reach me easily. I don't know if I'm just something to do with my energy or what, but I've just always been affected by spirits easily. Especially like if a family member was about to or did pass, their spirit would come to me, and if I didn't know that they passed yet, and this still happens to this day, people will come to me before I even have heard of their passing, or I will foresee them passing in the future. And I don't know why I feel the need to say that right now, but I communicated with my spirits and got to know them a little bit better the other day, which I was procrastinating on for some reason, and I assume is because the negative feedback from my family I got when things happened to me in the past. But I welcome them in to communicate with me more. When something's about to happen, physical things will happen around me, like lights will turn on and off and whatnot. Or anyway, I have shut that down in the past because it made me feel uncomfortable. Just accepting that there was another presence, I guess, was making me feel uneasy. Not that the presence was making me feel uneasy, but just the fact that it was happening. I've kind of come to terms with it. I guess I understand it more now. But today, I was kind of overthinking and kind of being a little frantic today because somebody is going to be visiting me, and this person in the past has brought me a lot of negativity in my life, and I've had to put boundaries. I've had to put a line on this relationship of ours. We'll say a friendship. So I've had to make boundaries for this person because they've crossed lines. They've said things, did things against me. Anyway, this person makes me feel anxious at times because of the energy that they might bring into my life, and I prefer my life to stay steady and calm and grounded. I don't like to let frantic what's the word I'm looking for? Just super anxious. I don't like letting those people or energies in my life because it affects me. Anyway, this person was coming over to visit, and I was just really in my head starting to think really pessimistically. And started out, I was cleaning up my house a little bit to make it presentable, because that's one of these person's things. They like to kind of talk badly about how people take care of themselves. And my house was fine before, but I felt like I had to get it spotless for this person, right? So I was picking things up, and suddenly a tarot deck of mine just went everywhere, all over the floor, and I just stopped. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, and picked it all up. And as I was picking these cards up, I was getting little messages through the cards, little hints, like someone was trying to get my attention, and I kind of just passed it off as accidental. There's no such thing as accidents. But I continued on with my day. I started making myself some breakfast, and as I was doing this, a lid to a container fell on the floor, and I reached down to grab it, and the lid was like shoved or moved across the floor in a kind of a paranormal manner. And I just stopped and looked at it like, okay, that just happened. And then I was like, okay, who did that? Who the heck was that? And then I looked at the time, and I've been seeing 33, 333, 44, 444, and 555 constantly since the year started. Well, since January. 555 on the time right now. It's 5:55. Yeah. So when this happened, I saw 44 on the time, and I was like, okay, this is a message from some kind of spirit. You obviously want my attention. So I went and grabbed one of my tarot decks, and I was all, what are you needing to say to me? Why are you trying to get my attention? And they basically told me I need to ground myself and balance myself out, that I was thinking very pessimistically, and I was carrying all of these pessimistic thoughts, and they were just weighing on me and probably causing more chaos in my life than what originally would have happened if I had been calm. They told me that I needed to approach life in a more optimistic manner, and if I do that life would give me good in return, that it would come back to me overflowing in abundance. And I don't know, that just kind of, the feeling I got from that, like, my spirit guides, like, they send me so much love and healing. It's such a beautiful thing. And to think that I was ever worried about, like, their presence in the past is, I don't know, I'm just really happy to have found that relationship. Anyway, but I feel like that message needs to go to somebody else as well. A lot of people. If you go throughout life thinking in a negative manner, thinking everything's gonna go wrong, thinking about what all has gone wrong, you're just going to magnify that and attract more bad to you. You're just stacking more and more and more negativity onto yourself. Whereas if something bad happens, that's okay. Just acknowledge it and let it go, and carry on thinking in a positive manner. Don't dwell on it. And if you think in a positive way, if you're optimistic about life, then that's gonna flow back to you. You're not going to have bad magnified onto you anymore. You're going to receive the good. You're going to if you acknowledge the good in life, even if you stay thankful and appreciative, you're going to receive all of the good that's meant for you. Basically, the world reflects what you give. And I don't know, that was just a really powerful message for me today. And once I knocked that attitude off and started thinking positively, the day went really smooth. It went really well. I had a good time and everything was all right. But the way that you think and act really can affect your life. It reflects back to you. And I don't know, I just feel that somebody here needs to hear that. I hope that was helpful for you.